Me when the person on the checkout at the supermarket asked me how I am today.
I'm just glad to be back, so excited.
Me when my mother and father-in-law turn up for Christmas dinner.
Why on earth are you here?
Me attempting to start drama when any other YouTuber mentions me in any way whatsoever in their video.
I want him here right now, and I want my apology. Oh, wait a minute. Not going anywhere till I get it.
Me desperately trying to fan the flames of that drama when they make no response to me and no one seems to care.
Back in my grandfather's days, for his barbaric actions, he would have been beheaded and tortured in the bloody tower, and then his family would have been deported to Australia.
Me a week later when absolutely no one seems to have noticed the storm in a teacup that I'm trying to stir up.
I demand satisfaction. I demand that fall in the ring with me.
YouTubers agreeing to do a sponsored video on a random free bottle they've been sent and call it Autumn Vetiver Compliment Bomb.
I'm always game for a new assignment, you know that. I mean, I'll do anything for a job.
What happened when I met George the Fragrance Apprentice and congratulated him on overtaking me in subscribers.
He dropped his trousers and I got down and I kissed his behind.
And this is every other fragrance YouTuber talking about Miami Cuddles.
He's just not right. He's not like me and you know. He's not normal. He's off on one.
This is from the days when men that were assholes were respected.
Yes. He's special. You're bloody right, he's special.
A man that could fix their toilet, that could fix their air conditioner. A repair guy.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. So today we're going to do my top 10 winter designer fragrances list, and oompa loompa doompity doo, have I got a cracking list for you. Yes, I have. So I've got 10 or maybe 11 or something fragrances, designer fragrances that I think are great for winter time. Of course, winter time, the weather gets colder, so traditionally we tend to say that you might want to wear richer, more heavy, more woody, more spicy, maybe sweeter fragrances, and in the colder seasons you might want a little bit more of your citrus notes and your herbal tones and your green tones, but you can wear anything, anytime, really. So let's get stuck into it. Great choices here, some really, really nice fragrances. First up then, I've decided to include Fahrenheit Le Parfum from Dior. Amazing flanker to the original 1988 fragrance. It retains some of that kind of some of that kind of petroleum fieriness that you get in the original, that violet leaf accord, which is very, very nice. And it adds in, it's got the leather accord also in there, which is kind of common to the original, but there's this added benzoin stroke vanilla sweetness in the base, which I think just works beautifully, amazingly, just kind of smooths out the original Fahrenheit, makes it a little bit more approachable, but no less sophisticated, no less marvellous. So Francois Demachy, amazing job on this flanker, and it really is sex in a bottle. Niche quality juice, I think, and kind of overlooked because Fahrenheit's such a cliche. We've all heard of Fahrenheit, and this amazing flanker with its similar bottle sometimes might not excite you when you see it in the in the store, but try it. It's amazing stuff and perfect for colder weather. Guys, don't forget to use my code. Follow the link in the description and go to myfragrancesamples.com. The code Mr15, my recommended place to get fragrance samples in the United States, Canada, and they ship to Puerto Rico too. Fast shipping times there, amazing range of fragrance. Mark, who runs it, a really, really top guy. And use the link in the description. If you're asking me where to get fragrance samples in North America, I'm telling you, myfragrancesamples.com, myfragrancesamples.com, myfragrancesamples.com. Okie dokie, next up I'm going to throw in a Tom Ford one. I think these are more affordable ones in this kind of bottle from Tom Ford. They're designer fragrances in my opinion. So Tom Ford Noir Extreme, famous for having the kulfi note, a sort of an Indian dessert. Well, I don't know what that smells like, but it's got a creamy, milky sweetness, a kind of nice sandalwood thing, mixed with this hint of very, very delicate, very, very, very subtle kind of cardamom sweetness. It's just beautiful, spicy, a little bit sweet, but dark at the same time, woody, very, very sophisticated, dressed up, yeah, perfect. Like almost, to me, I get a hint of a sort of almost waxy lipstick-esque thing that reminds me weirdly of Dior Homme, but I don't think it has an iris note, but it has that kind of aura, that kind of sexy, metrosexual, modern, but somehow dressed up, really, really just great, great sex in a bottle, this stuff. Tom Ford Noir Extreme, very, very great modern release in my opinion, but it's kind of semi-gourmand, but a very dark, sophisticated gourmand for a man to wear. Unisex in a way, anyone could wear it, but yeah, good. Works great for guys. Next up then, guys, Rochas Moustache Eau de Parfum. So the Eau de Parfum version of this, a really, really stunning 2018 release, I think. Absolutely amazing. Just so rich and warming. It's often compared to YSL's Tuxedo, but you can get this for sort of 30 odd pounds in the UK or equivalent wherever you are in the world. It's rich, it's warming, it almost has a kind of barbershop ish kind of feel, but it's sort of a rich, warm, dressed up type of barbershop type of feel, if you ask me. Very dark, rich, woody undertones in this one. A little bit of patchouli in there, some spices. There's a nice rose note. It's absolutely beautiful. I think it was Natalie Graciasetto, the perfumer on this one. So some floral tones. It's sophisticated, it's grown up, it's quite rich. The performance is pretty decent for me on this one. And yeah, an excellent choice for the colder weather, especially if you're dressed up real smart, which you should be whenever possible, guys. Next up, I want to pay tribute to this amazing release, Gucci Guilty Absolute, great release from 2017. Perfumer Alberto Marias did a stunning job on this fragrance. Many people say it smells like a doctor's waiting room. I don't get it. They say it smells like TCP or a Band-Aid. I don't know about that. It's got a lot of vetiver and patchouli. It's a very woody, kind of pencil shaving things going on in there in a really good way. It reminds me in a weird way a little bit of the original Gucci Pour Homme 2002 release that you can't get anymore. It's really top-notch stuff. Once you wear it on your clothes or your skin, after a few hours, anything that you find a little bit weird in actually spraying it on a tester strip or up close on your skin, I don't think you get that when you actually wear it, when a person actually wears it. There's a kind of woody freshness about it, but there's this depth, there's this patchouli, which I think works to me. It's a comforting, almost warming kind of masculine accord, I feel, which works really well in the winter or autumn time. So I love Gucci Guilty Absolute, and it performs really nicely. A modern classic, I think, underrated. If you happen to be enjoying the video, and I hope you are, please subscribe to my channel to see more, and it does help me out. That would be great, thank you. Moving on then, I'll do a real cliche, one that you don't hear me talk about so much, but I do like Mugler's Pure Havane. Many people compare it to Naxos by Xerjoff, which is also tobacco with sweetness, and this is all about that. Lovely, as the name would suggest, Havana, capital city of Cuba, famous for their cigars, has this kind of Fidel Castro, Che Guevara, Scarface, it's puffing on a cigar kind of vibe about it. This nice green leafy tobacco accord mixed with the famous tarry patchouli undertone of the Amen line. This is my favourite flanker from that line. And this nice, comforting, approachable vanilla sweetness, giving it a semi-gourmandish feel. It's stunning. I absolutely love this one. It's fun, and it is not really to be compared to Naxos as an alternative. I do like that better in a way, more sophisticated, but this is the fun, affordable, and it's got its unique character. It's an alternative to Naxos that is not just the cheaper version. It's really good in and of its own right. If you'd like to see an extra video from me every week, sign up to my Patreon group. It's only $2 a month. There's a link in the description, and we have loads of interesting stuff going on there. I do a lot of fragrance stuff, of course, but I also talk about some other things to do with my life. It's really fun, and I hope to see you in there. As I say, you can follow the link in the description, or just go to Patreon and type in Mr. Smelly 1977. Let's move on then. One from Chanel only in the list, and that's Egoist. Egoist 1990, well, what can I say but that it is the best sandalwood designer fragrance from a designer house, I think. Incredible sandalwood note, really. There's this creamy, smooth note. There's rose in here too. There's a little bit of mandarin or tangerine giving it freshness in the opening. A hint of vanilla sweetness or ambrette seed and stuff in the base. And there is this very subtle spiciness running through it, and it just holds the whole thing together in a beautifully sexy way. Definitely dressed up stuff. Don't wear this too much, I don't think, in jeans, in a t-shirt in the daytime, but if you're dressed up like this, evening time, or however you dress to be smart, Egoist, sexy stuff. A little bit of an old school vibe, but it is a classic niche quality juice for a not cheapo price, but a designer fragrance price. Okay, my next choice, Le Troisième Homme de Caron, a classic Mr. Smelly style fragrance, old school, almost a barbershop fragrance, Air, 1985 release. Makes a nice sort of alternative maybe to Creed's Bois de Portugal. I think there's similarities. It has a lovely, beautiful green bergamot opening, but then there's this richness, sort of sandalwood and vetiver in the base, bit of lavender in there. People talk about a clove note being too strong in this one. I pick up on it, but it's perfect. It's just subtly spicy, holding the whole thing together again. Rich, kind of creamy, almost slightly dark woods in the base. Freshness, bit of herbs and spices, bit of that classic kind of barbershop vibe, the lavender. Amazing, love Le Troisième Homme de Caron. Really nice performance on that one, and just that sort of richness mixed in with the green bergamot, almost barbershop vibe. It gives it this depth that works so well when it's a little bit colder, I think. So I really love Le Troisième Homme de Caron, and not everyone else will be wearing that one. So you could probably say the same about my next pick. That's Heritage from Guerlain. Really beautiful patchouli fragrance with that sophisticated Guerlain air about it. You know, it's a little bit like a smoothed out, maybe slightly improved version, dare I say, of the classic vintage Givenchy Gentleman from 1974. You want a really good patchouli note, a little bit of citrus freshness, some floral tones in the middle, and some woods as well in the base. It's just got this very classy overall air. If you like patchouli notes in fragrances, if you like your classic perfume, it is a little bit old school, I will admit that, but again, it's great for sort of going to a wedding, going to a dressed up occasion, anything where you're wearing a suit. Still, if you go easy on the trigger, also in a daytime work scent, I think it can work. Eau de Toilette version works fine for me. I haven't actually tried the Eau de Parfum, but there you go. We only have 2 left, I think, so the next choice is going to be Opium Pour Homme, YSL, mid-90s release. Amazing, intoxicating fragrance, as the name would suggest. It is absolutely stunning stuff. You can still, I think, get the Eau de Toilette. Not sure about the Eau de Parfum. I do have a vintage, but get whatever version you can get. The scent is very similar in all versions, but the richness varies a little bit, but whatever. Okay, so in this one, you've got this lovely cassis, kind of blackcurrant note, really lovely, and then you have anise, this kind of licorice twist, lovely Atlas cedarwood in the base, balsamic accords are in there too, Szechuan pepper, and this sweetness from Bourbon vanilla. But it's a very dark, intoxicating sweetness that you're going to experience, almost a dried fruit accord in there as well. I think you pick up on very sexy and very rich, a little bit sweet, a little bit dark, exotic for sure, a classic oriental perfume. Yes, we are still allowed to call perfumes oriental. Some people say you can't. Why? Okay, I had to do 2 from Dior because this is so good. Dior Homme Parfum, amazing performance. It's the waxy iris thing of the original Dior with added leather, darkness, dark woods. Some say oud, I can't smell oud, but darker, leathery sister to, or brother to, the original Dior Homme or the Dior Homme Dior Homme Intense. I like the Parfum best, a tiny hint of chocolatey sweetness still there, but mixed in with this darker, gutsy, more masculine leather thing. Beast mode performance. You can get it in a 100ml bottle now too. Apparently I've read it's the same smell as my old 75ml bottle, so don't worry, get it before they discontinue it. Guys, let me know what you thought of those selections for the wintertime 2021. And remember, that's the end of the video, by the way. Remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project, and we can always, and sometimes life may stink, but we can always smell good.
Bon Viveur, le nouveau parfum pour homme par Notone Wilson. Parce que la vie est faite pour être appréciée.